Hello and welcome to the Spirit of the Soul Show. It's Power Coach Alicia here. We're on day 74 in your 90-day journal that's all about finding your inner calm and embracing your truth. If you go to Amazon and you search The Soul's Compass, this journal will come right up because it is about charting the course of your soul to find your inner calm and learn to embrace what your truth really is. And every single day for 90 days, well, a little longer than 90 days because I'm only live about 3 days a week. We're going through each day of this journal, and I'm giving you a deep dive from a different perspective. Today, we are talking about the willingness to feel your emotions and process your emotions. So, your willingness to feel your emotions and to process those emotions. And let me just make sure the sound's on. To feel your emotions and process. Perfect. Man, I never want to record another killer live and have the damn thing not record. Or have any sound. So with that, if you don't know who I am, I'm Power Coach Alicia, soul healer, author, and speaker. I specialize in helping women go from burnout to recharged in 30 days or less. Now, if you haven't already, I would highly recommend that you take my free quiz that's a secret weapon against burnout, people-pleasing, and self-sabotage. If you want the link for the quiz, just shout out quiz in the comments. I'll get you the link for that. It is so eye-opening, and where you're at, there are 3 different stages that you can end up at the end. Hey, Julie. And it's really giving you a great starting point of what's going on, and then together we can build such a great recharge plan for you, soul healing plan for you to take you to where you really want to go. What are you doing? My dog's being a nut job. So today, the willingness to feel your feelings and to process your emotions is all about how to feel your feelings, and the willingness that we're going to talk about today provides a practical way for you to allow yourself to feel your feelings, because when you let yourself feel emotions, you can get a lot better at working through them. This is the one skill that I wish everyone had: the ability to experience your emotions without needing to immediately escape them or avoid them. Feeling your emotions, processing your emotions, allowing your emotions is one of the biggest and most important first steps to soul healing. And I talk about this a lot, but it's like, if you're denying the way that you feel, if you're denying your emotions, if you are denying the impact of what someone or something said, did, circumstance, place, or thing that's affecting you, then you can't heal. You'll never have soul healing because you're denying yourself what's needed to actually do the healing. So the quote today is, allowing yourself to feel is like opening up the floodgates of your soul, where every emotion becomes a river that leads to deeper self-discovery and healing. So I was actually having a conversation the other day, and it was about the fact that this person's going through a healing journey, right? And they're doing a lot of work in reading books, studying books. They do their journaling time. They take time for themselves for art and creativity, and they're doing all these different things. But one of the biggest challenges with them is action. So what's happening is a chronic study of information, but not taking action. And so what they're doing is, in their mind, their action is after they hear the information, they process it. They start thinking through the information they got, how that information connects to them, how they do what it is that they're talking about, or they're not doing what they were listening about, right? And so what's happening is, first of all, this person used to be very over exaggerative, and the emotions were like clear off the charts, and their natural state of being was in emotional turmoil all the time. It didn't matter what it was. If there was going to be if there was a way to have emotional turmoil, renew their lease in victimhood, have a pity party about it, and make it everyone's deal around them, they were going to do it. So they've now shift out of that energy. But now what they're doing is taking processing of the emotions and using processing from what they hear and their emotions as the new way to feel bad inside, to renew those feelings, because that's where they feel comfortable. So please don't mistake that processing emotions being a main focus as a way to heal. The process of emotions should move, not sit. Write that down. When you're processing emotions, it should move, not sit. You're not sitting and thinking. You're processing through, you're asking quality questions, and you're getting into action. You're processing through, you're asking quality questions, you're getting into action, right? But first, you're being for yourself what you must be for yourself in those emotions, right? Slowing down enough to feel them, slowing down enough to acknowledge them, and letting it be okay that you feel that way, right? Then asking those quality questions, getting into action. Processing will generally lead, well, over processing or not processing in the way that I teach it will most of the time lead to this almost stuckness, non-quality questions, cyclic thought processes, and all of a sudden the past will come up and show up in the present thought process, and then what you could be and do and have in the future, that will pop up, and that comes in the process. And then all of a sudden you start asking non-quality questions like, why do I do this? Why am I this way? Am I ever going to learn it? Am I always going to be this way? Is it ever going to get better? None of those are quality questions. None of them. Not one of those is a quality question. So you end up in an over processing of victimhood and over processing of self-pity. Okay. Processing is movement, right? Give yourself that grace and acknowledging those feelings and the way that you're feeling. And then ask yourself those quality questions and then get into fucking action. In my Soul Shift program, I'm teaching this all the time. So you actually learn what quality questions are. You actually learn what it really means to acknowledge yourself. And you actually learn what the best course of action is based on the situation. And you learn how to do it all by getting that information from within yourself and what's going on with the emotions, right? Your emotions give you answers. Your emotions lead you forward. Your emotions are there. Your feelings are there to guide you. In the book, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, they say that feelings are your feedback mechanism of the frequency that you're on. So if your feelings are good and you're feeling positive, good, you're on a good, positive frequency. But if your feelings are negative, hold up, that's not quite the frequency that you want to be on. And you're going to continue attracting shit to you because you're on that frequency. If you haven't listened to the audiobook, watched the movie, or read the book, The Secret, I highly recommend it. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. She also has The Hero, The Magic, and The Power. I love all of those books, but The Secret is like a staple in my world and manifestation and mindset, right? So I just wanted to share that little piece with you from The Secret, though. So when we talk about willingness, we're talking about the willingness to allow yourself to feel feelings, the willingness to learn how to ask yourself quality questions, and the willingness to take action that your soul needs in order to heal. It's that willingness to show the fuck up for yourself and hold space for yourself and a safe space for yourself to honor your feelings and emotions, to value the information that your feelings and emotions are giving you, and to respect that they are telling you what you need to do and you need to do it. You see, most times you're avoiding your feelings and your emotions because you just got to get through the day. You just got to help the person. You just got to show up here. You've got this commitment. You've got that commitment. You're in this energy of, I don't have time for this. So if we pop back to the quiz that I've been talking about, that is your secret weapon against burnout, people pleasing, and self-sabotage. By the way, if you want the link, just shout out quiz in the comments. It's a free quiz. But if we pop back to that, the most level that everybody is on is danger zone. And danger zone is being in survival mode. You are literally one situation away from an emotional, nervous, anxiety, depression breakdown. Like one situation away from that. Potentially being, needing to be committed to a mental institution, even if it's just for a couple of days to get back on track. Or now you need to see a psychiatrist to get on meds, and now you're in perpetual therapy, right? Maybe you're stuck in bed and you can't move, and you're not move, but when I say move, I mean get up and show up for life and be present for life and live, right? You're one situation away from that. And it comes from denying your emotions and feelings because you don't want to deal with it. In my world, I teach the 3 stages that you operate in emotionally, okay? Head, heart, and soul deep. Your head is where you're analytical, you're processing through things, right? Okay, so there is space for analyzing and processing, but it's fast. You don't stay there long. It's fast. Drop into the heart, right? Those are where the quality questions come in. That's where you actually start to give a fuck about the way that you're feeling, right? And really understanding the way that you feel. And when you drop into soul deep, the action that you take is what your soul needs. But soul deep is also the place where you shove all the shit that you ignore and you don't want to pay attention to. And you think that if you just avoid it, it's going to disappear. But when you shove all the shit in there, something will trigger you, and something in that dark place, as I call it, will pop out, and it will be bigger, more powerful, more destructive than it was when you put it back in there, or when you put it in there in the first place. So when you're talking about the willingness to honor your feelings and process your emotions, processing starts in the head, analyzing starts in the head, drop into the heart. Okay, how can I connect with myself and understand what the fuck is going on inside, where this is coming from, why it's affecting me? What is my soul actually saying that it needs and speaking up to me, right? Where is my message? Where is my lesson, right? If you did not listen to yesterday's session on transforming, transforming the scars of the soul and embracing your heart's wounds, you absolutely fucking should, because this ties together in such a beautiful way. And it was unintentional, but it actually really does tie together, because in order to transform the scars of your soul and the wounds of your soul, you actually have to have the willingness to acknowledge your feelings and process your emotions. And you have to go from the analyzing and processing to dropping into the heart and, the feelings and where it's coming from, and then dropping into the soul and to really understand what it is you need. How long has this been there? When did you shove it in there? Why is it so ugly, so powerful? Why is it so strong in me right now? Right? And what am I going to do to fucking release this shit from me so it's never here again? In a soul healing session that I did yesterday from a quiz result, we were going through her quiz results, and it was this whole idea. Oh my God, I just lost my fucking train of thought. Damn it. I had such a good thing to say right there. Hopefully it comes back. Oh, boom, there it is. She says, I just sweep everything under the rug. Like, I've got shit to do. I've got my schedule. I've got this. I got that. I'm this, extreme creature of habit. And when there's things that come up and I don't know how to deal with them, I don't know how to process them, I don't know what to do, I just sweep them under the rug. And then she said something that was really profound in what would be the first step to her transformation. And that is, but there's no more room under there. Nothing else will fit. I've swept so much under the rug. Nothing else is going to fit there. I'm going to have to start taking things back out and healing and releasing and doing the work that you've been talking about today, she says, right? So it's this idea that if you don't, connect with that dark place where you just shove everything, then think of it like sweeping everything under the rug and then moving on with your life. At some point, you're going to continue tripping over it so much that you have no choice but to show up and do the work there, and then make the commitment to never sweep it under the rug again. Is this making sense? Shout out in the comments if you are connecting with this, if you're understanding this, if this is giving you some value, some power. I hope so. That's what the Spirit of the Soul Show is about. The lesson today is feeling your feelings and understanding that it's okay is a powerful journey into emotional authenticity, self-acceptance, and inner peace. Because when you feel your feelings and you have that willingness to, right? Willingness means you're not blocking it. You're not shutting it off. You're not shutting it down. You're not avoiding it. And you're stepping into the processing of it. Then it's going to build your emotional authenticity in how you show up and accepting yourself and the inner peace that you have. Because instead of like, oh my God, that is, affecting me this way, and you're uncomfortable with it and you don't know what to do, or instead of avoiding situations that are going to cause emotion that stresses you out, you go, I'm just going to live. And then as things come up, and as I say, as life happens, you're going to have the tools, you're going to have the power, you're going to have the energy, you're going to have the processes, systems, and strategies to clean, clear, and release those things from you. So again, if you haven't taken the quiz, that is your secret weapon against burnout, people-pleasing, self-sabotage, and going into a complete breakdown. Shout out quiz in the comments, or if you're on YouTube, you can click the link and go take the quiz. You're going to see your result. We can jump on a session. I'll walk you through the quiz results, the soul healing session, and we will talk about how your results are impacting you, because it's not every low answer, or if you score high in an area that you should be lower. It's not about going through every single thing and doing the work on it. Some things are just roadblocks that are coming up behind these derailments. It's really about looking at the most important derailments, clearing and releasing those. And generally, it'll automatically make the second level of your derailments at least 50%. And your roadblocks will no longer be a roadblock. They will be such a low enough number that they aren't impacting at all. So right now you have how you're operating, the roadblocks that are pushing up against, the derailments that are pushing up against you, just ready to tip that fucking train off its tracks and explode it. And then you've got the roadblocks right behind those derailments. So if you work on the derailments, the roadblocks will automatically be further away and they won't turn into derailments, right? So the intention is to focus on the most important derailments so that it takes care of at least 50% of the second level of derailments, which means that the roadblocks won't even be a thing. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. You want to take this quiz, you want to do this soul healing session, just shout out quiz in the comments. We'll go over the results and we'll do all this together. It's all free, because if I can give you power, if I can give you a roadmap, if I can give you a plan that even helps you just a little bit to show up for yourself day in and day out, and it makes you fight for yourself a little harder, fight for life, and show up as the badass you are, to me, I've won. It isn't about the payment. It isn't about the client. It isn't about the business. It's about you as the person. The money will come, the clients will come, the business will grow always. But if the people are not alive, if they're not here, if they're stuck in bed, if they don't have the capacity to even click play on a video, I'll never be able to change their life, right? So my goal first and foremost is that fight in you. And then from there, whatever you choose to do to actually fight, to take action, that is up to you. So it's the recognition that all emotions, whether joy or sorrow, anger or love, are valid and essential aspects of the human experience. Why the fuck do you go through life only wanting to experience the good? Do you know how boring that is? Do you know how lonely that is? Do you know how disconnected you would feel if that is all there was to life? And what I mean is, I don't mean like, why would you want good in life? What I mean is, why do you expect that life is only the good? And you don't want any of the hard, the anger, the sorrow, the parts of the journey that help you grow. Please understand, and happiness, joy, elation, in positive energy, that is the result of the growth. That is the result of the healing. You're not actually doing more healing and growth and happy joy and positivity in your soul. It is the anger, the sorrow, the frustrations, the traumas, the demons, the burdens that bring you to the happiness, the joy, the elation, the love, the full fruition, the peak personal power. Without that, you can't have this. They are together, although they're on the opposite sides, although they're the duality. So when you have the two sides, the middle is you. That's where you exist. Now, I'm not saying that's where you live. Obviously, you want the scales tipped, 70-30, 70% or more on the positive elation, joy, all the good energy. And that 30% is the other shit, because that's helping you grow and evolve and change, and lessons learned. That's changing your scars to stories of strength and your wounds to the windows of wisdom, right? So you have to have them there. It's just that as the work that you do and the time that you go through and the effort, you stop living in the shit and you live in the beauty, and the shit becomes the beauty of your future. That is what I am attempting to say. This lesson empowers you to embrace your emotions without judgment. So important. Allowing them to flow freely through you. That's another key word here. Generally, when emotions come, you're stopping them. Right? There's that willingness again, right? You got to have the willingness to feel your feelings and process your emotions. The only way to process healthily is to flow, the movement, right? When I said, keep it moving forward, like I said. By feeling your feelings and acknowledging their presence, you open the door to deeper self-understanding, healing, and a profound sense of inner peace. That's the work you're doing. That's the intention here. That's what we're talking about. So your journal prompt, take a moment to check in with your emotions today. What are you feeling right now in this moment? Without judgment, allow yourself to explore the depth of these emotions. Consider any emotions you may have avoided or suppressed recently. How can you create a safe space within yourself to feel these emotions without judgment? Write about your experiences and intentions for embracing your feelings. Again, we're on day 74 in your 90-day journal. It's all about finding your inner calm and embracing your truth. Search the Soul's Compass. You could probably actually search Find Your Inner Calm and Embrace Your Truth on Amazon. It would pop right up. Your affirmation is, I honor and embrace all of my feelings, knowing that they are valid and essential to my human experience. I create safe space within myself to feel and process emotions without judgment. I honor and embrace all my feelings, knowing that they are valid and essential to my human experience. I create a safe space within myself to feel and process emotions without judgment. I, right? Or clap. I. Pound your fist or hit your legs. Energy, passion, intention, excitement. Get your voice involved. Conviction. Hit your legs, clap your hands, right? Whatever you need to do to incant what you're saying into you, and say your affirmation 10 times, because it embeds in you and becomes you. So what I'm saying here is, if you want to heal, you have to be willing to feel your feelings and process your emotions. Moving, right? Movement. Feeling your feelings is non-movement. Processing them should be movement. Most of the time, though, it's not. So you're feeling your feelings, processing your emotions. Feeling your feelings, processing your emotions. Feeling your feelings, processing your emotions. It probably starts up here. Anxiety, depression, people-pleasing, self-sabotage, burnout. Okay? Remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It's always about progress, not perfection. And give yourself way more grace than you give everyone else, because the world needs who you were made to be. So show up every single fucking day and slay as the badass you are. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and we'll see you tomorrow.